What's going on, guys? It's Fight Season MMA, and today I want to make a video talking about why I believe, or why I know, Alex Pereira will be one of the greatest UFC light heavyweights of all time and one of the best UFC fighters this generation has ever seen. Alex Pereira has only been inside the UFC for under 2 years. He signed with the organization, with his first fight being on that Kamaru Usman versus Colby Covington card at UFC 268 in Madison Square Garden, where he flying kneed Nikolaitis to death. He has then won the UFC middleweight championship, light heavyweight championship, and has defended the light heavyweight title 3 different times. Alex Pereira is one of the greatest UFC fighters we've ever seen on this earth, and I kind of just want to talk about why I believe that this man is going to go down as one of the greatest light heavyweights that the sport has ever seen, and one of the most influential fighters the sport of UFC has ever had. But first, if you guys enjoyed the UFC content, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. That is the best way to help the channel grow. And while you're down there, please turn on the post notifications, just so you guys can always stay updated and notified about the most recent UFC content coming out. But without further ado, let's jump right into the video on why I believe Alex Pereira will be one of the best UFC fighters of all time when it's all said and done. You know, Alex Pereira's career inside of MMA is absolutely insane. Coming from a 2-time Glory kickboxing champion to just a guy who was kind of minding himself in a bar in Brazil, to then Israel Adesanya calling out his name, saying that you couldn't do what I am doing inside the UFC organization. For him to come over, win 2 belts, possibly going to win for third on in the future, is something absolutely insane. I remember when Alex Pereira signed to the organization, he was kind of this guy that, you know, had a bunch of hype around him. I remember Joe Rogan always made these comments about Pereira, saying that he's the next guy, he's this guy, he's so good, and no one believed him until that flying knee knockout. And ever since then, Pereira has taken off. He has gone on an absolute tear inside the organization to give himself one of the biggest brands inside the organization too. I know he was first thought when Alex Pereira came into the UFC, that he didn't laugh at anyone, he wasn't funny, but now he's so comfortable being around everyone, and that's something that really allows all the fans to just truly enjoy his aura that he possesses it with everyone around him. Alex Pereira is one of the most just successful individuals inside the UFC, considering that he was able to build himself up as an individual after building up his fighting career. But, you know, Alex Pereira in that light heavyweight division right now, I truly think is one of the best fighters that there will ever be, and I kind of want to hit on why. Alex Pereira has, I think, 5 total fights at light heavyweight. He has Jan Blachowicz, he has Jiri Prochazka, Jamal Hill, Jiri Prochazka, and Khalil Rountree Jr. 5 fights total. 4 of those have been knockouts. Absolutely insane. Jiri Prochazka's chin is ungodly, and Alex Pereira has just walked through it like it's a piece of cake. Jamal Hill has an incredible chin, and he walked through it. And Khalil Rountree Jr., we didn't know if he had a great chin, but he showed that he did, because he was absolutely absorbing some of the strikes from Alex Pereira. And ultimately, the only reason he got knocked out is because his body kind of gave up on him after those 2 massive liver shots that Alex Pereira handled to him. But Alex Pereira, just with his charisma and everything that he brings, he's one of the greatest fighters the organization has ever seen, and it's such a well-rounded nature. You look at him outside the octagon, of him going on all these tours and whatnot, to then taking fights on short notice and now breaking the record for the shortest time with 3 title defenses and winning all 3 of them is absolutely insane. He's at 175 days for 3 title defenses, and that would be between UFC 300 and UFC 307, considering that he had 303 in the middle, knocking out Jiri Prochazka. But Alex Pereira is so excited. If you show any MMA or any person who's not an MMA fan who Alex Pereira is, 100% that would get them into the sport. Alex Pereira is just that type of person. Every single fight that he has is just so absolutely amazing to see, considering that, yes, yesterday when he was fighting Khalil Rountree Jr., it kind of was a hard fight to him for start, but after that, in that 4th round, Alex Pereira was in flow state. That man was dodging in all directions. He was doing so much different stuff that was truly allowing Pereira to take that next jump into being one of the greatest fighters the organization has ever seen. It is something that was absolutely crazy to see. Khalil Rountree Jr. was throwing some massive shots in his direction, and that was something that Pereira was doing. You know, he in the first 2 rounds, he kind of was having a little bit of trouble with Khalil Rountree Jr.'s speed, but as that 3rd and 4th round came in, Pereira just showed that he is on another level. And that is something that I don't think a lot of fighters in the organization could do. Khalil being one of the fastest light heavyweights inside the organization was impressive to see, but for Pereira to go in and do that was absolutely amazing, considering just his archetype, his build, his power, everything he possesses. He truly just had a moment to where he said, I'm him, and I'm going to do this right now. Pereira versus Rountree Jr., by the way, was an amazing fight. If you were not able to watch it, I would highly recommend going and watching the replay of that fight. But it was something that truly Alex Pereira just showed that he is going to be one of the best fighters inside this light heavyweight division. After all, and if you look kind of at the light heavyweight division in total, how many different individuals could you really put above him? I know that John Jones is one, and you got Rampage Jackson and Alexander Gustafsson, who never won the title, and Daniel Cormier, and a bunch of these other different individuals who were that good, but Alex Pereira's got to be top 3, maybe even now, considering that he has been in the light heavyweight division for a little over a year, because he came in late July of 2023, where he fought Jan Blachowicz. It is now 2024, where at the end or the beginning of October, where he just fought Khalil Rountree Jr. Like, it is absolutely insane to see this man's rise, considering that he was in middleweight, he was doing all this stuff there. He came up to light heavyweight and has been on an absolute tear. And truly, he's has 5 wins at light heavyweight. He's got 4 title fights, with all of those being wins. He's got 4 different knockouts, all in the title fights. And truly, Pereira is just an absolute monster out there. Like, there's no individual that I don't think he could fight. Like, I was having a debate with a friend today that could Alex Pereira beat Prime John Jones? And obviously the answer was no, but just the way that Alex Pereira fights, just that kind of excitement and whatnot, you can't count him out in any little way. Like, yes, he might not be the most well-rounded fighter, but he is easily the most skilled kickboxer, in my opinion, the UFC has ever seen, and that is something that no one could ever take away from him. The power that comes with him, just everything that comes in total is so amazing, considering that Mark Goddard last night apparently told Joe Rogan that he has been refereeing for 20 years around the sport of MMA, and he has never seen something like Alex Pereira, and just the way his strikes land and the noise that it makes. That is some absolutely crazy thing to hear from someone as just like a credentialed referee as Mark Goddard is. But ultimately, I just do think that there isn't that many different individuals in that light heavyweight division that you could put over Alex Pereira, considering that he's got 5 fights, 4 title wins, 4 knockouts, all in the title fights. He's got 3 title defenses. He's an absolute monster in the light heavyweight division, and that's something that everyone's going to love Alex Pereira for. He's one of the most active fighters the organization has right now, right behind Kevin Holland. And truly, Pereira is just a different breed in there. Like, Alex Pereira is an absolute monster, and that is something that is so amazing to watch, considering that we got the best fighter, probably the most exciting fighter right now in the organization, fighting so often, and he's getting knockouts in every single fight, no matter who you put in front of him. Alex Pereira is lining him up and shipping him out, considering he is that guy. But ultimately, I do think that Alex Pereira is a top 3 all-time UFC light heavyweight. There's just really no one else that you could, John Jones is one, and probably someone else I'm forgetting is 2, but Alex Pereira having that in such short of a time and being so active is just such an amazing accomplishment. Truly, he has everything to become probably the second best light heavyweight in history if he can continue on this run. If he's knocked someone out like Magomed Ankalaev and gets like 1 more title defense, how are you going to even dispute that? Like, some people probably would even put him over John Jones, considering all the different like addiction stuff he had and blah 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 blah, the steroids and whatnot. We all know Alex Pereira is just a G. He goes around, he says Shama, he travels the world, he's just a man of many cultures, and everyone loves like a guy like that, like Alex Pereira. He's just absolutely one of the best human beings on earth. He came from a rough upbringing in Brazil, and now he's just living his dream out inside the organization in the UFC. He's knocking people out for a living, and he's enjoying it while he's doing it. And ultimately, that's why I believe that Alex Pereira's career is one of the best I've ever seen inside the organization. He's one of the most fun fighters. He has the chance to possibly be the second best, greatest UFC light heavyweight of all time, and he is just one of the most fun fighters the UFC organization has ever seen. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Fight Season MMA, and please let me know what you think down below in the comment section about this take that Alex Pereira just has an absolute chance to become the second greatest light heavyweight inside the organization. Like, I understand skillfully John Jones is going to be a better fighter than him, and there's no way that Alex Pereira can surpass him at the age of 37, 38 years old. But considering that Alex Pereira is fighting this often, he's doing this, he's just always there for the organization, he's saving cars, he's doing so much different stuff. Alex Pereira is a true stud inside that light heavyweight division, and truly he could possibly go up to become one of the greatest UFC fighters of all time if he's the first ever triple champion, if he wins a heavyweight title, which I genuinely think he has an opportunity to, because someone who possesses that much power, that much technique, and is that good, I truly think is going to have an option or a chance to go up to the heavyweight division and win a 3rd belt. But thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Fight Season MMA, and please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you guys enjoyed the UFC content, and please turn on the post notifications if you guys want to stay updated with the most recent MMA content as it releases to you daily. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys very soon with more UFC content and news.